Welcome to the show, everybody. Super excited to have with me today Loy Liu. He is the CEO over at Kyber Network. Welcome.
Thank you, Luck, for having me. Hi, everyone.
Now, I just want to point out real quick and give you a quick congratulations. You were selected for Vietnam's 30 under 30. So congratulations for that. That must be pretty cool. Feel like, wow, I'm really doing it.
Thank you. Yeah, so that's some achievement of mine. Yeah, but I couldn't get it without all the support from people in my team and also other people that I met in the crypto community.
Awesome. And it's an amazing community. I think being involved in cryptocurrencies and meeting people like you or people, regular subscribers on the channel, just so much information, so much positivity coming out in this space. Now, I have to ask, for anybody who doesn't know what Kyber Network is, can you give us the short version? What's your project doing?
Okay, so Kyber Network is a decentralized exchange that allows seamless and secure token conversion with guaranteed liquidity. So we run everything entirely on the blockchain using the smart contract. The idea here is to make an exchange without any single point of failure, and making it extremely difficult to compromise. So additionally, Kyber Network token conversion service is instant, so user can send and receive tokens within a single transaction. Mm-hmm. So it's just similar to Visa or MasterCard, right? When you pay someone, you can pay from any cryptocurrency, any currency, and the recipient will receive in whatever currency that they want to receive, and everything is seamless to the users.
Which is pretty awesome. I think that's something moving forward that's just so important. If I just want to get paid in regular Ethereum, right? But
yes, exactly.
I've got the person who wants to buy something from me has Kyber tokens or any other ERC20 token, that you make that process very easy and seamless, which is great. Now, why are centralized exchanges a problem?
Well, I guess everyone already knows that centralized exchanges often require users to deposit their asset to the exchange, right, and blindly trust the exchanges to keep their assets safe. Unfortunately, several hacking incidents have happened that made millions of users lose money, right? For example, recently we have the Crosschain hack in which $500 million of US dollar got stolen. And not to mention other incidents due to internal fraud within centralized exchanges, because any staff or any high-level guy can just go away with your money, right?
Which just shows the need for trustless systems, and that's what Kyber is a trustless system for decentralized exchanging.
Exactly.
Now, go ahead.
So decentralized exchange is a natural development in cryptocurrencies, right? Towards a trustless and secure environment for the users. So the idea here is that decentralized chains, first of all, they do not keep user funds, and are often not vulnerable to hacking or internal fraud due to the decentralized and secure deployment. For example, most of the decentralized exchanges are currently implemented by smart contracts, which can be publicly and securely audited before the user actually uses exchanges. So the user can be guaranteed that there's no surprise, or there's no one personally protect their asset.
Mm-hmm. Now, one thing that I found really interesting about Kyber is you have these reserves set up. And so what's the intention of having these reserves, and is this a better option than having an order book, and if so, why?
Okay, so two important reasons why we have the reserve in our platform. So first of all, we want to provide better user experience, because most mainstream users are not familiar to order book, right? So they got they get confused when they see it, especially non-technical users. So it doesn't mean that understanding the order book is hard. It's just it just means that it takes time, and it might not be intuitive for everyone, right? Mm-hmm. So by using the brokerage model, relying on all the reserve that we have, user can just buy and sell the tokens easily and faster without much prior knowledge about trading. And the second reason is that we want to address the liquidity problem in this decentralized chains. So this is a major problem that other decentralized chains are facing, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you look at the trade volume of other decentralized chains, this are tiny and so. So even when you want to trade with with others, there's no one to trade with you.
Yeah, and like
So
Ether Delta, for example, suffers from that problem of very low liquidity.
exactly. So with the reserve warehouse, right, the reserve can always trade with the users. And especially in Kyber, anyone with substantial amount of coins or tokens, they can register with Kyber and become reserved in our platform and provide the liquidity for the token pair that they want to support.
Now, I imagine that obviously whales might be interested in setting up those reserves potentially, but also probably exchanges themselves, the centralized ones, potentially at the moment. What's the incentive to set up a reserve?
Right. So I think the main incentive is that the reserve can actually earn profit from the trading spread or the difference between the sell and the buy price, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if I buy KNC at the price of like 9 cents, and I can sell it to someone at the price of like 10 cents, then I can earn the 1 cent profit there,
Mm-hmm.
right? And this is good because now all the whales or all the coin holders, they can actually earn more profit from their idle asset, right? If you just keep your KNC or Ether, it's still the same amount of KNC and Ether tomorrow. But if you set up a reserve with Kyber and you actively do the trading there, you can actually generate more KNC and Ether.
Very interesting. Now, is there any mechanism in here where people can try to cheat? Like, say I've got a reserve and I'm manipulating the prices or something like that. Is that possible?
Well, I mean, people can. They have the option to manipulate the price or to put different price. But the idea in Kyber is that we want to have at least a few other reserve, right? That we can make the price to be competitive. So even if you want to make the price like super expensive, no one will trade with you. Yeah. So
That's it.
because
Everybody look and see
yeah,
this is not the market price. Why would I trade? Why would I access this
exactly,
reserve?
exactly.
Okay, fantastic. Now, what about some more advanced trading tools, stop loss orders or margin trading, for example? Are those in the roadmap? Are you going to be implementing these different features?
Interesting question. So we can already support, stop loss order from the wallets, right? So the idea here is that the wallets or the user client can keep watching the price that offered by Kyber or other reserve, right? And if the price, goes below some certain threshold, the wallets can just ask the user to send a transaction to execute the trade and to stop the loss, right? Margin trading is more complicated. We haven't studied this feature yet, but we may allocate more resources after all the basic features are more stable.
That's right. One thing at a time. First things first, right? Get it up and going.
Exactly. Exactly.
Okay, now in Kyber, you guys are burning the fees. Why did you decide to go with a token burn model?
Right. So in Kyber, we charge the reserve. After every trade that the reserve, support, right? We charge some certain amount of coins or tokens in KNC as a fees to the platform. And this fees is going to be used in different purposes. First, we need to reward the wallets or the websites that integrate with Kyber and drive the traffic, to our exchange, right? Like, if someone, like if my Ether wallet introduce some users to Kyber, then we need like to share part of the fees to my Ether wallet as well. And we also retain some portion of the fees to pay for our operating expenses. The rest we just burn. So just take the currency out of the circulation. So the idea here is to reduce the total supply of currency over time. So we can hopefully increase the demand of the token as our exchange gets more and more popular.
Mm-hmm. And now, is that burn automated by smart contract, or is that based on company directive?
So it's gonna be done by the smart contract. So we already have the code. We are testing it internally. So that will remove all the accounting or liability in our company, because people can see everything on the smart contract, right?
That's it. It's all transparent, which is very important in this space.
Exactly.
Now, I wanted to ask you about the testnet. So how has the testnet been going? Have you encountered any issues? If so, what have those been? How have you worked through those?
Yeah, so the testnet has been going on for I think at least a month, and we are extremely grateful to receive a lot of feedback from the users. So the user help us improve the user experience. They provide feedback on the UI UX, on they even like, I think some of them even report some bugs that we didn't we did take a test. So the testnet has been really helpful. Yeah, so overall the main concern is the UI UX and some language here and there, right? Because we support multiple languages like Korean and Chinese. It's good. It's good. No major flaw has been detected. No user has lost their fund, so which is great.
Always good, of
uh,
course. I think
yeah,
it's really important too because there's so many, I can just only imagine there's so many things that you just can't think of, or so many situations that can happen that you just necessarily can't always think of in advance. And so these test nets are really important. Now, the test nets,
exactly.
interesting, but I want you to tell me about the main net. When are we going to see that drop in?
Right. So developing a public and decentralized chain is much harder than a centralized one, right? Because with a decentralized chains, everyone can see your code. Everyone can if someone like figure out there's some flaw or there's some vulnerability in your code, they can just exploit your smart contract, just like what happened to the DAO and the
Mm-hmm.
parity bug, right? So we have been extremely careful, and during the I mean like why we were launching the testnet, we also like sent our code to different people to ask them to audit our code independently and report any problem, any security flaws, so that we can fix it before the mainnet launch. So far things have been great, and we are happy to announce that we are launching our mainnet this weekend, this Sunday Singapore time. But
Nice.
yeah, but this is going to be a pilot launch, so that means it's not going to be open to everyone. So we are going to open this mainnet platform to all the users who participated in our token sale. So we have around 40,000 people. So I think it's going to be a good size of users to test our platform, and we will keep improving our product from all the feedback and comments that the user gave us.
Mm-hmm.
And by this April, hopefully we can launch everything publicly so everyone can use.
That's great. That's only a couple months away, so obviously it's really exciting to see that pilot coming out, but very exciting when anyone can partake in that, so that'll be really cool. And as far as user experience, can I, for example, use my ledger to access your
Absolutely. Absolutely. So we have done the integration with hardware wallets like Ledger or Treasure, right? So the users, they can trade directly from their wallets. Their coins never leave their wallets at all. So that is a great part, right? You always stay with your coin.
very, very cool. So that's fantastic. Great interoperability. I'm happy to see that hardware wallets are going to be going in from day one. Now, at the start, it's only ERC20 and Ethereum and ERC20 tokens, correct?
Exactly, exactly.
Now, are you worried about the Ethereum network's ability to handle transactions per second?
Um, I mean, like any platform, any system deploy on Ethereum will have to share the same concern, right? Any other decentralized chains, including 0x or swap, or including Kyber, will be dependent on the scalability of Ethereum. But we are working on some scalable solution, and we are going to announce it soon. It's going to be interesting because we can actually scale up much more than all the existing solution that we have know of.
I know, for example, I was talking to the guys from the Neon Exchange, and they were thinking of doing an off-chain order book. So,
I mean, like even with the option order book, right? When you settle the trade, you still need to send one transaction on chain. So I mean, it's the same thing in Kyber. We do everything on chain, but for every trade, we require only one transaction. So essentially, it costs the same amount of transaction, on chain in Kyber and other, hybrid or off-chain order book or chain exchanges. So the ability is the same problem.
I kind of feel like 2018 is going to be the year of the DEX.
Exactly. Yeah.
There's so many very promising projects that are coming online, projects like Kyber Network, but also others. The guys over at Neon Exchange will be doing the Neo Asset decentralized exchange, and others.
Yes.
Of course, we already have some DEXs that exist too. I mean, Ether Delta is one of the most basic forms of that, but we have some others that are promising in the space too. Who do you see as your biggest competition?
Well, I think the market is, big enough to have multiple decentralized changes, right? If you look at, centralized changes, we have like so many big exchanges. Like, we have Bitrate, we have Binance, we have okay. So I think all the decentralized changes have enough room to grow together, and to expand this crypto ecosystem, right, to reach out to the mainstream users. Yeah, so I don't think I see them as our competitors. We are happy to work with them to together grow the ecosystem.
Great. Yeah, I think, like you said, the space is so wide open. We've
Exactly.
only started, and to be a project like yours, you're at the start. Why not work together? Find ways of working together. I think that would be an important thing moving forward. Now, you've been getting a lot of partnerships. I look at a lot of ICOs and I keep seeing, or different projects, and I keep seeing the name Kyber pop up. Now, one in particular that I've seen recently is with Icon.
Right.
Now, can you tell me, what is that partnership going to involve? What exactly are you going to be doing together?
Right. So one important part of Kyber network to get more user adoption, right, is to partner with other projects. So we need to partner with wallets or platforms that accept a crypto payment, so that the users can just directly trade with Kyber from their own platform, from their own wallets, right? So we can also indirectly reach out to millions of users without actually acquiring them, right, to our platform or exchange. So this is important. And another important thing is to partnering with other people like Icon or a few other interchain protocol that we are still talking to. So this sort of partnership is more for the future. Is for cross-chain trade, right? Because if you look at the trading volume, the crypto and ERC20 token market is pretty small compared to like Bitcoin to Ether or Bitcoin to other ERC20 tokens. So with the partnership with Icon, we hope that we can support trade from Bitcoin to any other ERC20 tokens in the near future. And we are going to allocate resources to do research together with them to actually, deliver something in the near future.
Great. Interchain operability is this, promised land, holy grail of cryptos, and I think it's gonna be a big trend moving forward too. I guess the question would be is, I know that you're looking at the cross-chain trading that's in the roadmap for 2019, so that will be, for example, ERC20 tokens to Bitcoin, right?
Exactly. Yes.
Now, what makes it so hard for anyone out there who doesn't kind of know about this? Why is it so difficult to do this cross-chain trading?
I think it's hard because everything is still early, right? So everyone is busy developing their own stuff. They don't talk to each other much.
Mm-hmm.
So and secondly, each of them use different protocol, different different consensus algorithm, for example. So talking between different chains is really hard. It's just like I don't understand English, and when I first met you, right? How could we talk? How could we exchange information?
That's true.
Yeah. So now we need people like Icon, like One Chain, or even I think there's another project, right, from the US.
There's is it Aeon and Arc
Yeah,
as well, and
yeah. So
yep.
many people are working on it. So I think it's a great movement of the ecosystem. People are actually trying to connect different projects together.
And I think that goes back to what you were saying about not seeing the other guys as competition. This is massive. The scale of what's going on here in the cryptocurrency space is huge, and it actually takes everybody working together to actually achieve the outcomes that are going to be better for everybody.
Exactly. Yes.
Now, I was looking at your roadmap, and Q3 of this year, we're going to see other financial instruments being available for trading. Is that things like stocks, for example, or gold? Is that going to be part of the Kyber network too?
So it's not really. So all the financial instruments that we are looking at is like hedging or with some contract, right? Like you want to sell your ether, your future ether at today's price, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then you can do something similar in Kyber. But we are not actively working on that feature yet, because we realized that a few other projects are working on something similar. So probably we can just like work with them and offer the same service on Kyber to reduce all the resources that is not necessary to be spent on. Yeah.
Very, very interesting. Excellent. And if anybody wants to reach out and get involved in the Kyber community, what's the best way for them to do that?
So we have our Telegram channel in different languages, including Korean, Chinese, and English. Our Reddit or sub is also online, and people are talking a lot there. And feel free to reach out to me via email or Telegram as well. So I think we can put some links below this video, right?
Yeah, there'll be some links down there to the Telegram and stuff, so if anybody needs to wants to get in touch and find out more about the project or ask any questions, reach out. It's absolutely the way in crypto. It's an amazing space because you can actually talk to people, and they'll talk back to you and help you and give you information. It's really great.
Exactly.
Very cool. Lloyd, I want to thank you so much for taking your time today, and I wish you the best of luck with the mainnet launch and the pilot. And I know that we're all really excited to see the general opening of Kyber Network to the public in April, so we're definitely watching.
Thank you for having me. Yeah, really enjoy all the questions that you asked, and good luck to the crypto channel, to your crypto luck channel. I hope you get more subscribers, more audience. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Thank you.